Looking to secure your financial future, look no further than Centricity, a wealth management company with years of experience and a team of experts that's here to help you grow your investment portfolio. Hello and welcome to VoiceWhat presents the great business story, transforming India in association with NDTV Profit. Today we're going to deep dive into the challenges faced by wealth managers, their clients and asset managers with cutting-edge technology and innovative solution in order to secure and achieve your wealth management goals. We have with us the CEO and founder of Centricity, Mr. Manu Awasthi, with years of experience, and this is not just in wealth management but also private banking, joining us on the show. Hello and welcome.
Thank you so much.
Well, Mr. Awasthi, what are the trends that you're seeing as far as wealth management companies are concerned? Which is your absolute favorite? What really excites you? And are you seeing a significant shift, say, over the years?
Well, yes, certainly. I can see I've been a career private banker for almost over 2 decades. I've seen wealth management industry evolve in front of me. I started my financial services career back in 2002. But the kind of a tectonic shift which I'm seeing right now in wealth management industry is quite unprecedented. So I'm very, very certain that the wealth management industry landscape is definitely going to change over the next 3 to 4 years. And over a decade, you will see it to be very, very different than what it is currently.
What role does technology play in servicing your clients and partners? And since you're the first ones in India to bring technology into play, how difficult has it been for you?
Frankly, it is very, very difficult to build technology. I would not say it is easy because it requires incredible amount of time, patience, and attention to detail when you are bringing anything on the technology side. Literally, it's an 18-hour job for us for last 24 months. But when the outcome really comes, it's something which really helps you ease out completely. And when the clients come back and give you the feedback that this is something what we've always expected but never had, I think so that's the biggest sense of comfort and achievement for any tech entrepreneur.
Yeah. So, okay, let's talk about AI and blockchain. What kind of impact do you feel these emerging technologies will say have on wealth management?
Very significant impact. There's no doubt that AI and blockchain is not going to play a role, and it's not a far-sighted thing any longer. We as a company are working on a lot of AI modules, and what one believes is that AI modules are usually, or digitization is usually for the long tail or the retail market. But believe me, it is going to serve even the ultra HNIs in a way that nobody has really envisaged. Blockchain is overall going to be a great tool in terms of security protocols and other things. So I foresee blockchain coming into implementation as far as the ultra HNIs are concerned, and AI definitely is going to, across the board, will bring in incredible amount of insights as far as the portfolio management services are concerned or wealth management services are concerned. And this is something which, believe me, it's a near future.
How does Centricity deliver differentiation vis-a-vis other wealth management companies, considering that this is quite a competitive space?
First and the foremost thing, we have attempted and very successfully executed democratization of product accessibility or kind of Amazoning of financial products. In any genre of investment strategy, there are at least 5 to 6 good fund managers which are available. And clients do have a right to access and know about who all are available, and probably choose the best for them. So Amazoning of financial product is the first level of differentiation which we done. Second aspect is that once you have product, then you need to have the ability to execute also digitally. We have very successfully achieved a level where 50 to 60% of the projects can be digitally executed. And we believe that over a period of time, it can reach to 80-90% digital. So it saves time, it saves cost, it saves everything, money. Next thing is a very insightful portfolio reporting and MIC, which is very important for somebody to put everything together and see it with a single lens. Last but not the least, which we say that it's almost 40% of our proposition weightage, is knowledge sharing and learning and development. We believe that the future, if you're especially building it on technology, has to be very strongly pivoted around the knowledge sharing and the level of understanding and the knowledge that the client has, because that will lead to true DIY approach in times to come.
There are many platforms out there, right? So what really sets Invictus apart from the rest?
Well, Invictus is one of its kind of a platform for 2-3 reasons. First reason which I attribute is the team which has built it. I think so. We have an incredible technology, product, business development, back-end service and operations team, which is one of the finest in the country. But the entire positioning and the segment that we cater to sets Invictus apart. So we only work with families who have 100 crores plus of financial portfolio on Invictus. Because if you see the wealth management majors which we talk about in current market, they are actually in a mass HNI segment. So by no stretch of imagination one can say that somebody who has 10, 20, 30 crores of financial portfolio is not an ultra HNI. Yes, he is an ultra HNI. But at the same point in time, it is also not fair to say and assume and make somebody believe that the requirements of a client who has 10, 20, 30 crores vis-a-vis somebody has 100, 200, 500,000, 2,000 crore is going to be the same. So the entire approach has to be very, very distinctive. That's number one. Number two, our approach is very, very simple, that the portfolio coach will only going to manage 20 relationships. Because there are 22 working days, and if you are managing anything more than 20, then you are actually not giving even a day to review that portfolio, because the industry average is anywhere between 75 to 200 relationships. So that's the second level of differentiation that we have. And the next three things which I have already discussed further: product accessibility, reporting, MISing, knowledge sharing and execution capability, that really truly makes Invictus very, very different to anything that exists in India.
What's your approach in financial planning, say for a high net individual in comparison to, say, others?
Centricity works on 4 principles of least. The first principle of least is something which the client has to come to us basis a certain discussion. We come to a conclusion, which is basis his time horizon, risk profile, liquidity requirements, all those factors put in, is effectively what is the kind of a absolute return that he wants to make on a CAGR basis. Let's say 10%, 12%, 14%, whatever it comes to, basis all these factors. Once we have established that return expectation basis all the other factors, 3 things we drive very, very strongly, and which is the most distinctive thing in the industry. First, to make that return, what is the least amount of risk a person has to take? Second thing is what is the least amount of the cost which the client has to incur? And what is the least amount of illiquidity that should be there in the portfolio to meet those goals? If the portfolios are illiquid, the client tends to get stuck in a very, very awkward situations.
So what are the challenges that you face as a fintech, and do highlight which has been your biggest of them all?
So the challenges that we were facing was that was the fact that there were a lot of things which were being done in India by multiple fintechs, but those things have not been brought in together and integrated to create a solution. So because nobody had done it, so we have to really struggle a lot in terms of really identifying the problem statement and finding the solution, then binding it together. That is the reason from the very beginning we said that technology is something which we are not going to outsource, which is completely in-house, because we had to really bind a lot of things together. And also the second level of challenge is that even the clients are made to believe that technology is not so important, it is just the human touch which is very, very important, because that's more conducive to the business model of the existing incumbents. So that shift is yet to happen, but it is happening faster than what we had anticipated.
Right, so how do you help independent financial advisors and mutual fund distributors deliver better wealth solutions to their customers?
Mutual fund is a very well evolved, very well regulated product. Now the challenge what most of these IFAs or MFDs are facing today is that when their clients are asking for alternate options beyond mutual fund. So clients want to have direct equity access, they want to buy bonds, they want to do P2P, they want to do AIFs and PFMs or managed account. But no MFD is well equipped to do it. So what we bring in is the multi-asset, multi-product approach, where on a single platform we are able to bring in these products. As I said, we have democratized the product marketplace. Then we are also bringing in the capability to digitally execute, report and MIS. So we have created a single window for financial distribution of products where he can access, solicit, source, offer and report it at the end of the day, because reporting is the most important thing that they offer to their clients.
Can you give us a little sneak peek into your roadmap? What does the future look like here at Centricity?
So the future is completely aligned with our vision that we want to build India's largest financial distribution company. And as a financial distribution company, there are two key parts to it. The first is wealth management product and services, which we have more or less built. The second is going to be other financial services products and offerings. These other financial services product and offering which we are going to definitely integrate and build is going to be insurance, a broking license for stock broking, and then loans, mortgages and other things. And at some point in time, definitely we have a vision and a plan to have our own NBFC.
Right. Thank you so much, Manuvasi, for speaking to us here on NDTV Profit.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
Hello and welcome back to VoiceWhat presents the great business story transforming India in association with NDTV Profit. Now the healthcare infrastructure in the country is fragile and fragmented, and the burden on the common man is huge. What's really required is financial intervention in order to plug that gap between patients and hospitals. Now an integrated system which combines with it the last care mile along with data driven insights, financial tools and technology could really enhance the experience between the interactions that the patients have at hospitals. And really at the forefront of that is Affordplan. We have with us Mr. Aditya Sharma, the CEO and founder. We also have Mr. Anand Nivetia, the co-founder, and Dr. Prithvinath Kancherla joining us. He's the co-founder as well. Welcome to the show. First things first, Aditya, what would you say is the genesis of Affordplan, and how important is it in this day and age to have a healthcare facility here, a healthcare solution which is enabled with financial tools and technology?
So the genesis is very largely personal. I have looked at India, urban India, for the first 25, 30 years of my life, 40 years of my life. But the last 1 decade I spent working with funds at a grassroots level, where I came across families, patients, children whose lives have virtually been destroyed by healthcare expenses. I have known situations where people have chosen not to undergo treatment and pass away in pain because of the financial burden it would place on their family. So it's a odyssey/journey for me. Tech plays a very critical role. It brings scale. It allows you to have conversations with all the key stakeholders. It also enables faster movement of transaction. So we will be creating products which will always combine finance and technology in the realm of healthcare. We are also using it to bring and build collaborative models with wellness, with insurance and other key stakeholders, so that a patient can get to cover all areas of his treatment.
Right. My next question is to you, Doc. How do you guys here at Affordplan make it affordable for the common man? You use technology. So what kind of role would you say technology plays through your platform?
Yeah, so what we do at Affordplan is we have both a physical and a digital approach. So the physical approach is from within the hospital, which actually makes our cost of delivering services or acquiring a patient or a consumer very low. So that gives us the flexibility about making healthcare reasonable. And we build on the emotional connect of what the hospital has established with the patient. And tech platform and the whole technology stack, we address from a financial perspective. So that's how we do it differently.
Right, Anand, now to you. Of course, the financial burden when it comes to the country is huge. It's humongous, especially when it comes to healthcare facilities. How do you help people tackle that burden while being cost effective?
For us, the idea when we were building the product at Affordplan was to build a collaborative product. So the financial stack that we've built up helps not only the patient but also the hospital. So what we are primarily doing is ensuring that at every spend within the hospital, the patient is able to get something back, which again helps him ease the total burden of his healthcare expenses. So that's the primary way that we try and ease the financial burden.
What are the other solutions that you provide here at Affordplan, and how do you make sure that the transaction between the hospital and the patients is seamless when they offer a tech-based platform such as yourself here at Affordplan?
So our solutions are multidisciplinary. We are already working on a maternity product. That's also an area where we'd like to see people coming in delivering babies in quality hospitals. We are working on a geriatric solution. We help hospitals with set up their entire home delivery. This is convenient both for the hospital and for the patients. Patients go through a journey which is fairly painful, both emotionally as well as physically. So everything that we do needs to ensure that there is no paperwork whatsoever. So everything is done in a seamless manner where the hospital is updated minute to minute as to what is happening on each transaction, and the same for every patient. In health and in finance, you strive not for 100% transparency, you actually need to strive for 150% transparency, because even an iota of confusion is not good.
Right, Dr. Prithvi, now to you. How do healthcare providers get involved in this?
One thing what healthcare providers do not have the time or resources is to leverage on the relationship they build in treating or curing a patient and going back. So that's where we come in by a physical and a digital presence and give them the insights about what the patients are looking for or what they're missing, and without eating into the time of the hospitals, where they can focus on their core, where they're very good at delivering high quality clinical care. So that's where we come in as a digital partner with a physical presence. So because healthcare is very emotional, unless you're there, you will really not get the true picture of how a patient to empathize on the patient side.
Anand, could you shed some light as far as financial solutions are concerned? How do you provide financial solutions here at Affordplan, and also shed some light on the financial product Swasth?
So the Affordplan Swasth is an app which the patient downloads on his phone, and the entire journey for the patient at the hospital can be culminated through that particular app. The payments that he needs to make at various touch points, he can use that app to make those payments. What we also try and do is that to facilitate those payments, there are times when there are certain large unforeseen expenses that come through. So the app also does facilitate a loan in case the patient requires that. What we also do is provide a complimentary insurance. We also do provide a lot of wellness offerings on the app. The very core of the app, however, is something that is a cashback feature, where for every spend within the hospital, the patient does get some bit of cashback. So this is something that we try and bring to the patient to ease off his financial burdens.
Right, of course, could you also talk to us about the bright minds behind Affordplan, the vision behind the idea? Elaborate on how this came about.
So first, the two brightest people I know are sitting next to me. I've known Anand from class 7, and we almost grew up together. We played sports. We generally disagree on everything, and that's why Dr. Prithvi is there. He is the bridge between the two of us. But I had to get somebody who was very good in finance, very thorough, and has a high entrepreneurial mindset. And Anand and I have actually also worked together in the past. And we worked well because we are diametrically opposite, but our value systems are the same. Dr. Prithvi and his family I have known for almost 15 years. We needed the mindset of a hospital owner. We needed to get somebody on board who has lived that stress of running a 250, 300 bed hospital, and he and his family are very well known in the circles across India. So Dr. Prithvi is the diplomatic, soft-spoken. Anand is the dispassionate, stern-faced. And I am the guy who hits the roof. Both of them are far cooler than what we are. But you need a combination of all three to kind of make it work.
Right, you need the aggressive person and then you need a passive person to kind of, and your role, the most important, to keep both of them balanced there. So my last question to you would be, going forward, where do you see Affordplan, say 5 years from now? Starting with you.
One thing is for sure, what Affordplan is doing is definitely path-breaking, and it's not just in India, and I'm sure Dr. Prithvi will speak about it when he went to a conference in Canada. They too were quite taken aback with the kind of progress we've made. One thing again for sure is that whatever Affordplan will be doing will be pretty disruptive. We want to bring down healthcare costs across without trying to be focusing on one particular aspect of it. That is the main idea behind Affordplan.
Right, Prithvi, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Affordplan, as Anand said, we are going to play a major role in to see that we will deliver healthcare, work with the hospitals to deliver healthcare lower than the inflation of in the healthcare. So that's where we work from inside the hospital, and we work with them. So that's the whole idea. So we will build one of the largest network of hospitals and care providers in the country in the next 5 years.
Right, Aditya.
So we will continue to be very disruptive. That's in a sense our DNA. 3, 4, 5 years down the line, the objective is to combine 3 or 4 key areas. Curative aspect with the hospitals, prevention with a whole host of wellness companies, which we are blessed to have. Indian ecosystem right now, as far as wellness startups are concerned, is bubbling with enthusiasm. And insurance companies. So we will continue to build collaborative models where everybody is winning, and at the same time healthcare costs are coming down. So that's the way I look at it 5 years from now.
Right, thank you so much, and here's wishing all of you all the very best.
Thank you.